Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Coach's Corner. I am your host, Wes McKinney, and today we are here with men's basketball coach Kent McBride. Coach, as always, good to have you on today.
Thanks for having me, Wes.
Here recently, the newcomers, freshmen and transfers, have really stepped up and started contributing to this team. Talk about their role on the team here recently.
It took them a little bit to get adjusted. We had so many new guys this year. We brought in 9 new ones. It doesn't happen overnight with the things we're trying to do, with the demands we put on our guys, and they've really stepped up here lately. Nick Ruffin, in particular, has stepped up and started playing well with more minutes. Thomas Brown stepped up and started playing well with more minutes. Paul Bird, all of them. So what it is that it just took them a little while to figure it out. The older guys had kind of led them along the way, and now we've started meshing, and the expectations are there.
Okay, about a month left to go here in the season, stretch around the season coming up. What is one facet of the game you guys have to start improving on before the conference tournament starts?
I think it's our offensive efficiency. Defensively, we haven't been we can always improve defensively. You can always improve rebounding. I think on the offensive side, just being more efficient and not trying to force things. And the guys know this. We broke down film. We've seen it. They understand it, and it's a continual process. One thing the coaches did, we kind of changed our offense about 2 weeks ago. So we knew it would be an adjustment period. It's better for us, and we'll only get better at it.
Team is one of the best rebounding teams in the conference. How have you guys been so effective on the boards this season?
We drill that every single day. There's 2 main stats that we look at. One of them is rebounding, and the basic concept of rebounding for us is if you rebound the ball, we have the basketball. If you don't, they have the basketball, and that's simple. That's a simple part of the game. We've kind of lacked off the last 4 or 5 games, partly because we're playing stiffer competition. But for us to be effective, that is the #1 stat that we have to be effective at.
Here over the last handful of games, you've kind of mixed up your starting lineup. Is there a specific reason behind that?
I just think some guys need a different perspective on the game. It goes back to the offensive efficiency. I think some of us were trying to force it. Some of us weren't relaxing when the game started. And the players accept it. You look at what we did it last year with Javon Manuel. We brought him off the bench about this time in the season, and he really started to explode. And even in tonight's game, we'd make another lineup change. But it's nothing personal to those guys. I just feel like that they need to relax a little bit. I think they're trying to force things early, and it gives them a different perspective on how the game's being played. And don't know if it works till we see.
Damian Tunstall has been one of the mainstays in your lineup this year. Talk about the leadership qualities he's brought to this team throughout the whole year.
Damian is a player that I would like to have for 15 years. You look at NBA guys, and guys have Derrick Rose for the life of their career. Guys have Dwayne Wade. He's a guy that I'd like to keep for as long as I'm here because of what he does away from the court, more so than what he does on the court. We played today at 7:30. I left to come over here, and Damian's in the gym shooting. Damian brings a perspective to these guys that a lot of them don't see. Because of his background, his history, and the things he's overcame, that there are bigger things than this game. But Damian doesn't do anything halfway. He does everything full speed, and he's been a blessing.
A lot of road games thus far in this season, just 5 home games. You guys have a nice stretch of home games coming up here. How nice is it to get in the Carter Center and actually enjoy the comforts of home?
It's going to be great. We've played 16 games, I think, up until today, and 5 of them have been at home. We've been road warriors, and we knew when we looked at the schedule that we had to be prepared early because we had a lot of road tests. And even you look at our home games, you've played the likes of West Liberty, Fairmont, Charleston. Those have been some of your home teams, so it's not like you played the top dogs in the league. We're looking forward to this stretch run. 7 out of 12 are going to be here at the Carter Center, and hopefully it helps us play better because we need to play better.
Sophomore point guard Mike Boyd, just unbelievable difference between last year and this year. How's he been able to mature as opposed to last year?
I think he's put in a lot of work. Mike goes in the gym a lot of times when nobody's watching. Mike spends time in the weight room. I'll say something about him. He brings the energy to practice every single day, and it shows. About 6 or 7, it was about 10 games into the season, me and him had a sit-down talk that he needed to look to be more offensive-minded, and I think since then he's averaged 17 points a game, and that's been a big key for us, and Mike Boyd is only going to get better because of his work ethic.
Have you and Coach May seen a turning point in this season so far? And if so, what has that turning point been?
We haven't had a defining moment yet. I'm not saying, I don't know if we need one, if we don't need one, but we haven't had that day. Last year we had that day that things flipped and we turned the corner. We haven't had that yet. I don't know if we need it. We just continue to get better every day. One thing that this team's done is they valued every practice, they valued every film session and learned. So we just have to keep doing that. And if that day comes, we'll take it. But if it doesn't, we'll just keep moving forward.
I know all the games to you as a coach is important, but is there one game that you've kind of got circled?
The next one, which the next one's tonight. Tonight is a big one. We have a home game versus Glenville State. It's a big one for us. You look at the standings. You look at where both teams play. You look at the numbers of the game. These are about as two evenly matched teams as probably you can find in the conference. And so we always say the next one, but in particular this one, Glenville State's a big game for us.
Okay, you have three seniors: Gentry, Shrewsbury, Eric, Bailey, and then Damian. What roles do those three guys play? They've been through the tough stretches of the season here. What roles in leadership are you looking for out of those three guys?
Just continue to do what they do. And what they've done is, you look at playing, and I don't talk about playing time in terms of those three guys. It's all different, but they bring it every single day. And when you have as many new guys as we had to have this year due to graduation last year, you need a core of players that the younger guys look at and say, this is how things are done at Concord in terms of every day of practice, every day of film, and in the classroom. Those three guys are going to graduate. Those three guys have brought it to practice every day, and those three guys have maximized their talents. There's only so much talent in a person's body that God has given us, and those three guys have gotten everything out of it because of their work ethic on and off the court, and that's invaluable.
All right, Coach, thanks for coming by. Once again, I am Wes McKinney, your host of the Coach's Corner, and we will see you next time.